Isang magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. My task is to discuss to you the context of Homeroom Guidance Program, the background, the most essential learning competencies, and the learning resources. Okay, allow me to present to you the presentation made by Sir Mark Anthony Bergando. This is from DepEd Central Office. And during our orientation, he made mention to use this presentation for uniformity purpose. Okay, so let me share first my presentation. Okay, so as what I've mentioned, this is the presentation from the DepEd Central Office of Sir Mark Anthony V. Bercando, our Supervising Education Program Specialist. So why homeroom guidance? That's the first question. Do we really need this in times of crisis? Is this important in this new normal situation? Then how can we give answers to those who are telling that this is just additional burden on part of the students who are bombarded with piles of modules? I know you are encountering this situation in your school. So well, everyone is shocked on the impact of this pandemic to all people, be it professional, non-professional, students, rich or poor. We are all affected. No one is exempted on this. So these changes that occur to everyone causes what? Stress, anxiety. So we could see the growing numbers of students who are suffering mental health issues. So these are stress, anxiety, sadness, loneliness, and etc., which could lead to more severe conditions. So eto po, we are preventing our students to encounter the post-traumatic stress disorder or other severe mental illness. So we are on the preventive section. We are on preventive aspect in the academe. So as much as we can prevent them in referring to psychiatrists or other expert individuals, so dapat nasusolve na po natin. Dapat nabibigyan natin ng intervention sa school. So this program, my dear friends, is very timely in this time of pandemic. So let's reintroduce this to the advisors that this is not additional burden for them, but this is a great help for them to let the students or pupils adjust to this new normal situation. By the way, this homeroom guidance program will be given by the classroom advisors. Later on, Ma'am Sheila Bulawan will explain the details to you. Unlike in private institution where they have their guidance counselors or advocate who are doing this homeroom guidance per grade level. So we and Department of Education, we know the scarcity of the registered guidance counselor. We all know that. It's very hard to have more. The population of registered guidance counselor is very limited po. So kokonti lang po kami. Okay, so we cannot do this, and the classroom advisors will be the one to implement this or to give this to the students. So in every school, there are guidance and counseling services. So these are the services offered in every school. So the counseling service. So this comprises 35%, if you could see in the pie graph, among the services. This is the heart of the guidance program. Registered guidance counselor knows this fully. And this is given by a registered guidance counselor. Yes, sabi kanina, we are all guidance counselors, pero ang pagkakaiba po, registered guidance counselor employed counseling techniques na ginagamit po. Yan ang pagkakaiba. Hindi lang po yan simple assisting, simple advice giving. And take note po, counseling is not advice giving. So classroom teachers could guide the students by their could guide the students to solve or assist the students in solving students' problems. But if hindi na po kaya, they are going to refer the case or the client to a registered guidance counselor. Okay? So next is referral. So referral, this takes place if the client needs professional intervention and medication. So for example, if someone is referred to me na hindi na nakakatulog or hindi na nakakakain, that's beyond my capacity as registered guidance counselor. I have the directory of all the psychiatrists, psychologists in RO5. So I will refer that case to the individual who can handle the case. So if the case is beyond our capacity, we need to refer that to the person who is responsible in order for the students to solve his or her problem. Okay, next is psychological assessment. In Department of Education, what we have is the National Career Assessment Examination and the National Achievement Test. So those are standardized tests in Department of Education. But in private schools, they do have standardized tests. And that's very good sana. But DepEd has no materials and that is costly. I know that is very costly. One set of that costs 25,000 above. Then we need to buy pa original answer sheets. So wala pa soon. Hopefully DepEd could purchase that because this standardized test is very useful in assessing the strengths and weaknesses of our learners. So it's very easy to give intervention to those students having difficulties in academic aspects, behavioral aspect or career aspect. So indeed, psychological test really is very important. Okay, next is consultation. This involves focused collaborative discussion in which people who have concerns work together to identify ways forward. Parang ganun. So we in our school, we have regular program. I have Project Kaagapay, that is a consultation service to the parents. We have regular consultation with the parents of those students who are at risk of failing or of dropping. So by that, we are helping our learners na talagang mabigyan ng intervention ng advisors, yung mga hindi makakapasa. So that's a very good program and we are acknowledged really by our parents by having such a program. Okay, we have also the placement service. Aside from parents, consultation with the parent, we may consult also our advisors. There should be a collaborative effort. We should work hand in hand with the advisors or the teachers, the administrations, the community. So yan po, we really need that, especially this time where we are having distance learning. Okay, so next, the placement service. This placement service facilitates movement to the appropriate educational or occupational level or program. So this facilitates entry into the appropriate co-curricular. Kung halimbawa may talent si estudyante na marunong kumanta, so pwede mo siya this is under placement facilities and extracurricular activities, and it is also similar to career guidance. However, it is mostly appropriate for tertiary level. Yung merong job fair. Sa atin, placement, yung classification lang kung ano section. But this time of pandemic, heterogeneous naman po ang classification or sectioning ng mga estudyante. Okay, next, the research and evaluation. Follow-up service. So this is intended to evaluate and ascertain the students Tama, ascertain the student's progress and performance. This give hints also whether the students need further guidance services or not. And the next one is the information service. So what is this information service? It provides the comprehensive and systematic collection and dissemination information. So here are the challenges. Sabi dito, we all know that we are experiencing this. We could see in the news, we could as we browse in the internet, we see how statistics grow. Teens who are hooked in drug addiction, bullying, outs, academic failures, unhealthy sexual behavior, online and social media addiction, confused career choices, teenage pregnancy, and vices. So this will not totally eliminate the problem, to grow maturely and to be a responsible individual, because our aim is to develop the students holistically. Okay? So homeroom guidance program promotes first rational thinking. So choosing decisions, when I speak of rational thinking, this is choosing decisions based on reason. Students will be able to make decision based on intelligent thinking. So through the module, malalaman po nila alin ba ang dapat piliin, alin ba ang dapat gawin. Okay? Healthy behavior. It promotes also healthy behavior. Learners could distinguish the positive and negative behavior, and this module will somehow help them to adopt the positive behavior, and this will definitely help them to grow and be a successful individual. And lastly, homeroom guidance promotes positive disposition. Believes that every learner is unique and has the ability to develop him or herself using his or her own learning and experiences from family, community, school, and society. This shall be realized through the collaborative efforts of family, school, community, government, and other institutions. Okay, next. The mission. So, full package po siya. So, indeed, this is really very important to be implemented in the school, especially in this time of pandemic. Okay, so this is the context of the homeroom guidance program. This is from kindergarten to senior high school. So we have the same standards, but the objectives are different because it suits to the ability and capability of our learners. So that is developmental. And this is proactive, because what we are trying to teach here, or in what we are enhancing here, are the life skills of our learners. So this is the context of the homeroom guidance program. So the competency indicators are arranged from simple to complex and focus on the development of higher order thinking, such as analyzing and evaluating concepts, processes, procedures, and principles, rather than just remembering. So like other modules and academic subjects, it follows has the higher order thinking skills also. Ang pagkakaiba lang is, guidance focuses more on the psycho-educational or psychosocial aspects. Okay, mamaya makikita nyo yan sa presentation ko. Okay, so this homeroom guidance program is anchored, has three domains. These are the academic domain, the career domain, and the personal social domain, and the last one, the career domain. Okay, so career academic domain is anchored actually to the following theories. Okay, syempre lahat po ng mga ay laging based sa theories. So we have here the Brunner's scaffolding theory. So during our college years, we do study these different theories. And as far as we could remember, Brunner's theory, here children need support and help of their parents, teachers, and others, siblings. For example, if they are going to become independent na mga estudyante, independent learners as they will mature. Okay, that's the Brunner's scaffolding theory. The Russo's learner-centered theory emphasized the importance of expression to produce ano ba, a well-balanced and free thinking child, no? So this theory brings learners knowledge past experiences, yung mga nangyari sa kanya, yung and ideas, and this impacts how they take on board new information and how they will learn. So yun ang Russo's learner-centered theory. And the other one, the very common Piaget's cognitive learning theory. So we all know Jean Piaget's cognitive learning theory. This his theory focuses on understanding how children acquire knowledge. Okay, so that is as far as academic domain is concerned. So let's move on sa personal and social domain. So this is anchored on Eric Erickson's psychosocial development. Okay, walang teachers na hindi nakakakilala kay Eric Erickson. So Erickson maintained that personality develops in a predetermined order through the ilang stages ba yon? 8 stages. So tatandaan ko, the first is trust versus mistrust, basta 8 stages po siya. And according to Erickson, successful completion ng bawat stage results in a healthy personality and in the acquisition of basic virtues. So yon, doon ina-anchor po ang personal and social domains ng ating homeroom guidance program. So that is developmental. Okay, next, the last domain is career domain. So this is anchored on this three theories: Krumbold's theory of career development, Super's developmental theory of career choice, and Ginsberg's concept of career development. So let me present to you the standards for academic domain. So we have here 4 standards. Okay, I will read this, though actually given na ito andyan na sa inyo, but may I read again the standards. Understand the knowledge, skills, and positive attitude for the achievement of optimum learning in school and in daily living. Number 2, analyze the relevance of experiences. Number 3, utilize knowledge and skills. Number 4, develop academic skills to respond to community development. So if you could see, merong understanding, merong analyzing, may utilizing, and developing. So full package po siya. Okay? So this is the example of kindergarten homeroom guidance most essential learning competencies. So we are properly guided kasi andyan na yung alin ba yung week 1, alin ba yung week 2, week 3. So mag-i-execute na lang tayo. We will provide technical assistance to the parents since we have no face-to-face interaction. So again, personal and social domain occupies the highest percentage. Okay, let's see naman the junior high school. Sa high school, junior high school, we have 91 homeroom guidance curriculum guide and naginalang po na 36. And sa senior high school, let's see, sa senior high school, eto po, we have 53 na lang. Tapos take note na wala na si academic and career, purely personal and social domain na lang yung focus. So, ang total niya lang ay 15 from 53. Okay, so dapat pag senior high school, established na ang decision ng mga estudyante in terms of career. Okay. So, help your learners or guide your learners and career decision making. po. Okay? So let's move doon sa total. Ang total niya po ay 402 na lang. Okay, let's move on sa homeroom guidance alignment of most essential learning competencies, learning objectives, and activities. So the homeroom guidance melks. Okay, I discussed the different key stage from primary level to senior high school and the three domains are being utilized. Okay, this is the example of most essential learning competencies. Then, eto, yung alignment of homeroom guidance milks and the learning objectives. For every milk, there are learning objectives. So, I'll read the example. At the end of this module, you are expected to examine examine the importance of your role of of this. You are expected to examine the importance of your role as part of the family and community, then demonstrate personal discipline in managing family and community concerns effectively, and determine ways on how you manage personal changes towards self-appreciation. Okay, so alignment of learning objectives and activity. Eto po, in every objectives, merong mga activities. There are four actually. The first, let's try this, para motivation. Then, you can do it, what I have learned. Meron ding let's explore this. Then, keep in mind. Okay, here is the example of motivation or the let's try this. My roles in the family, in the community. So, the time allotment is 10 minutes, but you can extend as advisor, you can extend po. Depende sa response ng mga estudyante. So, this activity will help you examine your role in your family and community. It's very easy to accomplish. And it's very practical. Okay, so learning objectives number 2, you can do it. Here is an example. How are you going to apply self-discipline in this situation? Then time allotment, 10 minutes only. Pero, pwede po mag-extend. Okay? Next, sa what I have learned, eto, yung sample, my commitment to self-discipline. Okay? Then, let's explore this. Ito naman yung example. On a clean sheet of paper, copy the templates shown below. Describe the changes that you experienced when you were in grade 7. So, hindi siya nakaka-stress because that is all practical questions. So, on the last part, we have the gabay sa magulang. So, try to introduce this to your parents during the orientation. To please read muna the gabay sa magulang or tagapag-alaga before introducing this to their students or to their learners. Okay? So, I think this is the last slide. I hope you learned. I hope you are with me while I am talking. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much, SDO Iriga City, to be with you this afternoon. Once again, good afternoon po and God bless us all.